Ito na ang latest ng MixTopicz, mainit na showbiz ganap.
Nagtrending ang naging pahayag ni Maine Mendoza sa nakaraang segment ng Kalyeserye kung saan inamin ng TV host-actress na na-in-love siya noon sa screen partner niyang si AldenRichards. Halo-halo ang naging reaksyon ng publiko at ng netizens sa mga naging revelasyon ni Maine Mendoza tungkol sa kanila ni AldenRichards. Ito yung kasagsagan ng kasikatan ng tambalan nilang Aldub na nagsimula sa phenomenal hit segment ng Eat Bulaga na kalyeserye ilang taon na ngayon ang nakararaan. 10 taon makalipas ang phenomenal fame ng dalawa sa pamamagitan ng sikat na kalyeserye segment ng Eat Bulaga. Sinabi ni Maine na kahit sino ang magtanong sa kanya tungkol sa naging feelings niya kay Alden ay sasagutin niya ng diretsyo. Ito ang sinabi ni Mengay sa podcast series kasama ang mga kapwa da barkads na sina Paulo Ballesteros, Jose Manalo, Alan Kay at Wally Bayola. Na in love ako sa kanya. Hindi siya nanligaw, walang ganoon. Alam din niya, very vocal ako sa lahat ng tao pati kay Alden mismo. Alam ni Alden yun. Sinabi ko sa kanya ng rekta pero hindi siya nanligaw. Friends lang kami. Tinanong ko siya noon, ang straightforward lo naman na tao, sabihin mo na sa akin ano bang nararamdaman mo for me. Gusto ko lang malaman, kung ano man yan, kailangan ko lang malaman. Ang sabi niya lang sa akin, hindi ko pwedeng sabihin sa'yo kasi mawawala yung magic, she revealed. Pagkatapos umamin ni Maine Mendoza sa feelings niya kay AldenRichards noon, syempre tulad ng inaasahan, hati ang reaksyon ng kanilang mga supporters. May na-turn off kay Maine dahil super late na raw ang kanyang pag-amin at may nagalit din kay Alden dahil parang binalewala lang daw nito ang damdamin ng dating ka-love team. Samantala kung matatandaan ang sinabi ni AldenRichards noon sa kanyang interview at hinanap talaga ito ng mga mapagmatsyag na netizens para lamang maikumpara ang sinabi ni Alden at Maine tungkol sa nararamdaman nila sa isa't isa noon. Ito ng pahayag ni Alden noon, yes, nagustuhan ko si Maine, hypocrite po ako kung hindi. Ayoko pong sabihing alam niya. But I did confess. Dahil magkaiba umano ang sinabi ng dalawa. May tanong naman ang mga netizens sa Aldub kung sino daw ba ang nagsisinungaling sa kanilang dalawa. Maraming hindi magagandang comments ang natanggap ni Alden dahil sa pag-amin ni Maine sa kanyang feeling kay Alden noon. Kaya naman sa pamamagitan ng X, nagpaliwanag si Maine sa ginawang revelasyon at kung bakit ngayon lang niya inamin ang naging feelings kay Alden. Okay, so about the last podcast episode. Una sa lahat, I didn't think the part about my story with Alden would spark controversy, let alone be a big deal, considering that everyone had already moved on from Kalyeserye and Aldub. From the start, I hoped the clashes between fans on both sides would end at least, even though the hate train aimed at me was non-stop then, and apparently still remains so. The point of our podcast is to look back on Kalyeserye and to discuss and share behind-the-scenes stories, the untold ones, and that can include personal experiences, narratives, and sentiments. I believe it's acceptable to reflect and openly discuss them for this podcast, especially now that it's been a decade and all is well between the individuals involved, particularly me and Alden. There is no reason to exclude him from the story, our stories despite his absence, because he was a big part of Kalyeserye, and it would have felt strange to leave him out. That said, there was no intention to provoke criticism or negativity towards him or anyone else. I was asked, I answered, and I shared a short anecdote. I believe it's not a bad thing to share a personal story related to the question and topic, as long as it's based on facts. There was no malice or ill intent behind my sharing that story about myself, him, and us. There are countless other stories I've kept to myself and chosen not to share. You know how podcasts work. They can be really personal, but ours didn't even go that far. All stories shared were surface level, but the biggest question will always be, why do we get criticized for saying our truth and the truth? And why is it that when we do, some people resort to personal attacks meant to demean and harm? I get that we have supporters who aren't really fans of the other, but why the hostility? Why pit a woman against a man, as if there's a competition for who's more successful? Success, in this sense, is ridiculously measured and defined by career achievements, as if our lives revolve solely around our jobs. In the grand scheme of things, what is really there to prove? All the hatred and comparisons, what for, really? All is well among the Dabber kids. We've all moved on, and the past remains there. We can revisit and reflect on the good and the bad with a peaceful heart. 10 years on, we are all living the lives we chose, and I hope we can keep moving forward without nurturing hate. Because what's the point? What do we gain from hostility? Again, in the grand scheme of things, what truly needs proving? Find your own answer. Let's live for what makes us happy and make life less complicated and chaotic. Life is short. When our time comes and memories flash before our eyes, don't let yours be filled with the moments you spewed negativity online. Don't let it be your only contribution in this life. Ang dami pang pwedeng gawin sa buhay bukod sa pagiging tambay sa internet at pagiging hater. There's another world of better things to do. Leave a better trace. P.S. Please don't throw hate on Alden, regardless of what he meant by his words. It was really for the best for both of us and our situation at that time. Don't read much into it. Yan ang pagdepensa ni Maine Mendoza sa naging pahayag niya sa kanilang podcast series, Tamang Panahon. Nilinaw din ni Maine na nagkaroon sila ng closure ni Alden and they remained good friends until now. Ngayon ay masaya na si Maine sa piling ng kanyang asawang si Arjo Atayde, isang actor-politician na anak ni Miss Sylvia Sanchez.